Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer. Welcome back to American Truck Simulator. Welcome to Pendleton, Oregon, Pendleton, Washington. It's a smaller town. I'm going to say Oregon. And welcome to, of course, 1.37, which is now in full release. And this is the Mack Anthem. This is the one that we drove last episode. I built it as kind of a logging truck, right? Small, low cab, no sleeper, very utilitarian, a lot of blackout trim on it. And I did put a skin on it. And we did get our, this is the belly trailer, the chip trailer. Yeah, so we're going to go pick up some wood shavings. I thought that was fitting. I'll hop right in here. And we are now running an engine pack by Rabbinicus. I recorded the first episode for this Mac, within maybe an hour of it being released. And I knew there would be engine packs for it quickly, but they were done. I swear, they were done by the time I got done recording the video. They were available. So we are still on a Mac M8 and we are still on 445 horsepower. It's just got different sound files attached to it via Rabbinicus. So we're going to get up here to the traffic light and I'm going to turn my sound down just a little bit. It does get significantly louder when you put the windows down. So that is something I'm still getting used to. Can hardly hear myself talk. Right, we're going to pick up wood shavings. We're taking it further down. We're taking it to Ontario, Oregon, and that will put us on the Idaho line. Still no date for the Idaho DLC, but I want to hang out in this area. Now, I did build two other Mack Anthems. I built a long haul 70-inch sleeper with the high-rise aero kit, the whole deal. That is skinned, ton of chrome on that one, so we went with a fancier skin, a lot of fades and 3 colors, etc. And then I went with a 48-inch sleeper, low rise, no fairing on top. Really similar to this truck, slightly longer wheelbase, but that is I don't know, it's kind of a hybrid of the two. I wouldn't exactly call it a log truck, but it is going to be up here in the Pacific Northwest, and it is going to be servicing more of our logging industry type, I don't know, depots, as you do. So we'll see all of those. We'll use those in the next episodes, but I did get a skin on this and I wanted to show it to you and drive it, and I'm really liking this truck. I'm really liking this truck. It's never going to be my favorite. I think the 389, 379, 389 will always be my favorite truck. But I really like this one. I love the look of it. It's got a very old school, very, I don't know, kind of 1930s look to it. Really, I think Mack did a really good job when they designed this truck, and it's been out for a couple years now. It's really narrow too. In fact, I can show you right here. We'll get up to this traffic light. Let's get the brakes on, and I'll show you from above, like this. Yeah, it's really narrow. You can see how much narrower the cab is than the fuel tanks. And then if we go, pardon me, if we go right here, you can see the way those aero panels behind the doors, the way they have to go out pretty radically to get the airflow out around the trailer. It's a fairly narrow cab. There we go. Sorry, green light. I don't think we're going to make it. The lights are so quick in this game. Oh, and that invisible train that you're hearing? There was a patch this morning for the game, and I have been hearing invisible trains since then. I don't think it has anything to do with the sound pack that I'm running, because I never heard them before. It's only starting today that I've heard them. So I think that has something to do with the patch. It's not a big deal. SCS is pretty good about fixing stuff like that in a very timely manner, so I would expect another patch tomorrow and it'll sort that out. But if you hear an invisible train, that's what it is. The first couple times I heard it, I was looking around like a crazy person, right? Where is this train coming from? Because I heard it like in the middle of the desert. No train. So, yep, very cool truck. I really do like it. I like the look of it. I like the smaller, tighter cab. And then on the big, the 70-inch sleeper that we have, rather than it being body panels in the back, those little arrow wings behind the cab that are just sort of bolted on, it's like the whole sleeper flares out right behind the front doors. It's a cool look. And it's, you know, when I think of aerodynamics, I think of drop nose, right? Like everybody, drop the nose, and that's how you're going to get a better aerodynamic profile. I was thinking about height. I rarely think about width. But apparently somebody at Mack thought, you know, let's bring the seats in a little closer together. Let's make the cab a little smaller. And I guess they get some good aero benefits from that. I can't imagine why else they would do it, because it does make for a smaller cab side to side. But yeah, man, technology, innovation. I love it. So what else is going on? SnowRunner. SnowRunner dropped today is the 30th for me. It's going to be the first for you. SnowRunner dropped 2 days ago. You know, I don't like the Epic Game Store. Hang on, let's put Windows up. I don't like the Epic Game Store. And I really had no plans to buy that game. I did see a video of somebody playing it, and I thought, yeah, forget it. Forget it. It's not doing it for me. And I got it, and it's doing it for me, man. It's really doing it for me. It is such a cool game. It's really an evolution and a progression of Mud Runner. I'm not trying to talk it up. It's just a good game. I'm not. I think I want to say this. I'm not gushing over it. I don't mean it like that. But credit where credit is due, and it's a really, really cool game. It's what you would think. How long ago did Mud Runner come out? 5 years ago. Yeah, and then there was a deal with spin tires and the split, right? Various other things. Yeah, it was spin tires that came out a while ago, 5 or 6 years ago, and then it was Mud Runner that was maybe 3 years ago, and then, yeah, the drama that I don't fully understand. But it is what you would expect for the sequel to a good game like that, where they took what they learned and took more current technology and, just did a good job with it. Let's get slowed down here. Turn signal on. Make a turn in front of the bus. Carefully. Swing a little wide. Oh, we got this. So yeah, very, very pleased with that. I really do want to bring it to the channel. Take a look at that video that I threw up today and let me know what you think of it. I hope you like it because I really do want to play more of it. I'll be playing it regardless. Just a question of whether or not I'll be recording it and posting it to the channel. If you want to see it, I'm happy to record it for you, and I hope you do because I really want to play it. Right, so we'll get through this gate. I'm liking this too. This is on the ATS side. It's also on the ETS side. I really like the gates. Little beacon light there. Fantastic. And what else is going on? Nothing. MotoGP 20. As happy as I am with SnowRunner, that's how disappointed I am with MotoGP 20. I mean, there's a couple things that are different, but there's nothing. I've said it before. I don't want to repeat myself. I've said it before. There's that train again. Oh, that's an actual train. All right, never mind. That's a real train. I don't want to belabor the point. I don't want to be an old grouch bitching about how things are. Back in my day, sequels to video games were innovative. It's not like that. It's just not what I expected. It's really not. Okay, so we go here, and we're going to pick up our, what did we say? Wood chips. Yes, we are. We're going to take them to Ontario. 224 miles. We should be able to do this, hopefully, by the end of the episode. Hopefully. Take job. Yes, I will. And now where do we go? Right back there. Let's hop out here. Break off. And here we go. What else is going on? Skins. I mean, I'm super happy to be able to skin again, and I'm really pleased with the Mod Studio 2 app. Is great. If you're not into skinning, if you're not familiar with what those folks do, or if you want to get into skinning, check out their Discord. And I believe if you can find, just do a search for like ATS Mod Studio 2 or ETS Mod Studio 2. We should probably crank this thing over a little bit if we're going to get it in the stall. There we go. That's better. ETS Mod Studio 2, you'll find it. And once you download the app, every time you start it, up near the top, it's got an active link to their Discord. And their Discord is, they're in it. They're super, super helpful and attentive. They answer questions quickly. They're just a great group of people. They've got tons of resources. They had XMLs and templates for this truck up and available really, really quickly. And I was able to start skinning it that same night, I want to say. Engine is off. Let's load up. Yes, I did get it in there in one swing. That's like, what, 4 in a row? I don't know, man. I don't know. All right. Could be the truck. Could be something they... Oh, we got... got to start the engine first. Let's try it now. Oh, look at that. Look how much faster we're going. Could be they've done something a little different with the physics, maybe adjusted some sensitivities. I don't know. But I certainly feel like I'm getting it in there with a little more alacrity. That's a fantastic word. I look for opportunities to use it. Right. What else is going on? Let me see. We're still waiting on F120. That'll be about 6 weeks from now. That's the next big drop that I know of. SnowRunner completely flew under the radar for me. I think I had heard about it a while back. People asked me if I was going to be playing it. I did some research. Epic Game Store. No, forget it. Forget it, says Ill Will. But then, had to change my mind. But because it really wasn't on my radar, because it's not in my Steam wish list, you know what I mean? I lost track of it. That snuck up on me. And, there's others that are in my wish list that I'm about to remove because they ain't never going to happen. The Alaskan trucking game, never going to happen. Firefighter Simulator, never going to happen. Even Dead Stick. I don't know what's going on with Dead Stick. I want that game to succeed, but who knows? So yeah, no new drops, no information on DLC for Truck Sim. And now I did think about something. Couldn't sleep the other night. I started thinking about video games. I don't know if you do that. I do. And I started thinking, I talk all the time about... Hang on, it's getting a good gear here. There we are. I talk all the time about how much I like Truck Sim, both ETS and ATS, and what's going to happen to this franchise. At some point, are they going to have to completely reboot the game and have a whole new game, right? And then I started thinking, we got 1.38 coming up. And 1.38 is supposed to be all about graphics. 1.37 was all about sound. 1.38 is going to be all about graphics. Okay, I'm on board. I like it. And then I started thinking, what if they went with a new engine? Could you do that in a patch? Essentially it would be a whole new game, right? But could you do that in a patch? And I guess what I'm asking is, could you make it so that everybody that owns the game gets the game on a new engine without paying anything? And let me tell you what got me thinking about that. So we went from DX9 to DX11, but the way that SCS maintains that archive, there are people that are playing this game a couple patches back, and they plan on continuing to play it that way. I really have a lot of respect for a developer that cares about their customers and that understands not everybody is able to game on the machine that they want to game on. For a long time, I couldn't. I started gaming on an HP Pavilion laptop before I even knew what direction I wanted to go in. Then I moved up to an HP Omen gaming laptop, right? And then from there, just recently, I moved up to an HP Omen Tower. Okay, well, not everybody can do that. Not everybody wants to do that. There are people that are playing this game steering with mouse and keyboard on a 10-year-old laptop. And that's great. You game the way you want to. But I have a lot of respect for developers that are mindful of that and care about their customers. And I suspect, I don't know this, but I suspect that SCS is a company that cares about their customers. And by maintaining that archive, you can run the game any way you want. If there's a mod that you like that's never been patched up to 1.37 or 1.27 for that matter, or whatever, you can roll the game back as far as you want and you can play it like that. So if 1.38, let's say they put it on a different engine, because the game is, and we know this, the game is on an almost 20-year-old engine. If they put the game on a new engine, right, could that be something that could be put out in a patch? I don't know. I'm just brainstorming. I'm thinking hypothetically. I don't know if you could do that, but if you could, you would have my loyalty forever. It brings us to a problem, though, which is DLC. If you put the game on a new engine, don't you want all new assets and models, right? High def, high res, 4K, the whole deal. Wouldn't you want all that? You're not going to make the most of a new graphics engine and a new physics engine if you don't also, carefully, trailer stability, truck stability, as you know, I keep it all the way down. This thing will flip. Oh, it'll flip. If you go with a new graphics engine, you want new models and assets. You want to take advantage of that. Well, I got to thinking, I bet, and again, I don't know, just speculating, but I bet that somewhere deep within the electronic bowels of SCS, I bet they've got everything that we're looking at right now. They've got all this stuff rendered in higher, I don't know, higher counts, higher, that the image files are bigger. You know what I'm saying? High res, high def, whatever you want to call it, that's how they've got it, because that's what it started as. And then they made it smaller until they got the file sizes to where they needed them to be. I would assume that's how it's done. You don't start with a small file and then scale it up. You start with a big file and you scale it down. So maybe they've already got the 4K assets. Maybe they've already got the high-res assets. And that would mean that if you've got, say, the Oregon DLC, we're in Oregon right now, you've got the Oregon DLC, you can play your existing Oregon DLC on the new hypothetical engine that I'm dreaming about. Or you can pay $12.99 and get Oregon high-res or whatever. So again, the company they're not taxing anybody. They're not costing anybody any money. All they're doing is taking care of their customers and making us very, very happy and loyal. And they're making some things available that could make them a ton of money. Because this game, I don't know anybody who pays more than $5 for this game. It's always on sale. You hear about penetration, you hear about saturation, right? That's another one. And basically what that means is everybody who's going to buy your product has bought it. Now you may have a trickle of sales coming in from people that are being born every day, right? Every day people are born, every day people turn whatever age it is when they might first hear about Truck Sim. So every day there's a certain number of people that are coming of age and could become potential customers. But the bulk of the people that are going to buy your product when it's been out for 5 or 6 or 7 years, the bulk of people that are going to buy it have already bought it. There's not a whole glut of people sitting around saying, you know, I would buy that Truck Sim game if it just looked better. We are the audience, right? We've already paid for the game. Most people paid, like I said, $5 for it. They bought it on sale. But I've bought every DLC that's available for both ATS and ETS. I have no problem giving my money to SCS. I think they're a cool company. If they release the game, not as a new game for $70, but if they just released a new physics engine, new graphics engine as a patch, but there was an opportunity for me to, for lack of a better word, give them $100 by buying all the content in high-res packages, I would do that. I would do that. Now, I don't know if any of that is even technically possible, but it got me thinking, what if they did that? It is, I mean, that's a bold play, but the loyalty that you would get, because the Truck Sim crowd, they're pretty loyal to begin with. We're a strange bunch of sim truckers. The loyalty that SCS would get is unbelievable. And then just don't put the game on sale for a while so that anybody who does look at it and say, oh, you know what, they finally put it on a new engine, now I'll buy it. It's the same game. It's still ETS2 or ATS, but now it runs on, I don't know, whatever, Unreal, right? And so if you want to buy it as just a customer coming in off the street, sure, it's going to cost you $30 or $40 or whatever. But for us, the core audience, the core customers that already own it, it's not going to cost us anything unless we want to spend more money on those high-res DLC. I don't know if it could be done that way, but if it was my company, I think that's how I would do it. I think that would be a really cool way to both take care of the customers and bring the game up to date and not tax anybody who either doesn't have a great system or isn't interested in spending money for a new game or isn't interested in buying high-res textures, right? It's perfect. It's a perfect solution because you've got people that are going to say, no, you know what, I'm not going to roll forward to 1.38. My machine can't run it. My favorite mods aren't being converted, whatever. I'm going to stay on 1.37. I'm going to stay with the old lower res DLC. It's perfect. Everything stays exactly the way it is. And people that do want to roll forward, they can either roll forward just to the new physics and graphics engine and keep their old DLC, or they can roll forward to the new DLC as well. I don't know. That's what happens when I can't sleep. I come up with stuff like that. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I really am curious. I hope that the game can last for a long, long time. And I hope it never gets to a place where it's difficult for us to enjoy it because it just looks so dated, you know, because it looks so out of date. So far, so good. Now, in a way, I have to admit that we are numb to it. It is not the best looking game. It has its moments. It certainly has its moments where it can look very, very pretty. But it's sort of, you know what I mean? It is long in the tooth. It was never a great looking game to begin with, and every year it looks a little worse. But because it is what it is, and there really is no other game like Truck Sim. There's nothing else like it. I know there are some... Whoa. Trying to break. I know there are some games that are... this isn't exactly open world, is it? Yeah, I guess it is. There are some games that are open world. There are some traveling games, some driving games. Oh, there's nothing like Truck Sim. It is entirely unique from my experience. There's just nothing else like it. And I think because of that, as sim truckers, we're willing to put up with a little bit. You know, our needs are being met. I would love for the game to look better, but I feel like we still got a little ways to go before it gets to be a problem. So that is what's going on there. Let me see. I don't know, because we just got the Mac right after 1.37. I don't know if the thing that cannot be spoken of has pushed Idaho and Iberia all the way back to 1.38. Unknown. And I'm okay with it either way. We've all got sort of bigger things going on in our lives. And when you think about this past week for me, what's going on? Well, I got skinning sorted out. Super happy about that. That didn't cost me anything. Just a little bit of time, a little bit of brain strain. Gave myself a cluster headache, but that happens. We got the Mack truck. That's free, right? That didn't cost us anything. I got SnowRunner. Well worth it, even if I did have to install Epic Game Store. Well worth it. So very happy about that. Still kind of dabbling in MotoGP 20. Let's get in here. And then I've been trying to not slow down too radically until I'm off the freeway. But I don't always get the balance right. Sometimes I slow down a little bit too much on the freeway, which is definitely not safe and not cool. Other times I come roaring into the way station at 50 or 60 miles per hour. And it can make stopping a little dicey. Where are we at on weight? 73,000 pounds. Beautiful. Here we go. So, yeah, it's been a really good week for me for gaming. It's been a really good week. I'm looking around. I'm starting to consider what we're going to do next on Farm Sim. I think we're going to need 2 new maps at some point. One for 17, one for 19. 17 is the really problematic one because they're not really making 17 maps anymore. Is he letting me out, sir? Sir? Sort of, sir? Oh, I don't want to move over too quickly and... Oh. Nerve-wracking. All right. Well, I can't say that. I can't say that as definitively as I just did. There are a lot of people that are still interested in 17. The Western Shore was just made, so there's your Black Swan. People still making maps for 17, but there aren't any other really amazing ones that I know of on the horizon, or anything that would be able to compete with or compare to the Western Shore. So that is the more problematic of the two. There are always maps being made for Farm Sim 19, which is a shame because it's really not my favorite version of Farm Sim. I much prefer 17. So we'll see if we can get a good map, a good replacement map for 17, and that's been fun too. Keeping busy on the farms. Been racing a lot. So in Race Room, you got your F1. You got your F1 2019. I think I told you this. I told you this already. I hate repeating myself. There is, just in case I didn't tell you this, F1 2019 has vintage cars, but you can only race against yourself. Race Room has a 90s era pack where you can race against a whole field of 90s era cars, all different. And I've really been enjoying that, and I'm thinking about doing a comparison between F1 2019 in this case, although I've got a few of them from previous years, and Race Room, and really trying to sort out which is the better F1 simulator. That's a tricky one. So I think I may have even mentioned that last truck video. If I did, I apologize. I really do not like repeating myself. But, you know, I'm sitting in a man cave, driving a fake truck, talking into a can. Occasionally I space a little bit, forget what I said when and to who. Right, cruise control is set. And I'm not going to open the mini map and see how far out we are. We'll get there when we get there. We are at 25 minutes. Well, I guess if we're not going to get there in the next 5 minutes, I'll just call it. But I have a feeling we're actually pretty close, because it wasn't that far to go. Yeah, let's see how close we are. Plant Road. Hey, I wonder what's down there. I'm also thinking about I made a race video, posted it like, I don't know, a week ago, maybe not quite a week ago. Really didn't do well at all. Kind of hurts my feelings, because I love race sims so much, and I want to share them with you, and you're just not into it. You as an audience. When I say you, I don't mean you. I mean you, all of you collectively. You're just not into it. But I want you to be, because I really want to share my love of sim racing with you. But I called it the Cabin Fever Chronicles, because I'm starting to get a little, I mean, I'm not the most sociable person at the best of times. So this stay-at-home business it's had less of an impact on me than it's had on a lot of people that I know. Really, it's sort of, doesn't bother me at all. Hey, you're not going to be able to interact with and talk to people. And I'm just like, all right, that's cool. It's kind of what I was doing anyway. Thanks for the heads up, though. But for some reason, I guess when it's mandatory, it's just different. It's just different. So I've been going a little, I'm taking a lot of long walks in the woods by myself. Been doing, my gym is closed, so I've been doing a kettlebell workout. It's getting weird is what I'm saying. So yeah, Cabin Fever Chronicles. I would like to do a video for you driving a train in the worst possible conditions. Like at night in a thunderstorm with no HUD. And in fact, you know what? Let's do that tomorrow. So today is Wednesday for me. It's Thursday. It's Thursday, of course. I had to look at my calendar to see that, but it's Thursday. Let's do that. Tomorrow, Friday, I will record Train Simulator under the worst possible circumstances. And we'll see what kind of luck we can have with no HUD. Yeah, let's do that. I'm just, you know what I mean? I see YouTubers, and they'll do a long series. They'll do 50 or 60 videos of the same game, same sim, and you can tell when they start getting a little, you can tell. You can totally tell, because they're like, hey, what if I did a Formula One lap backwards? How many seconds would it be till I got DQ'd? And I think, yeah, man, you are so bored with this sim. You're so bored with this game. I feel you. I totally get it. But I don't want to go down that road, right? Like, I don't want to do silly things. I just want to do things that are sort of novel and very, very challenging. Driving the Monza at Monza, that was no joke. That car is a handful. And I play race sims now. No cheats, no assists, no ABS, no TC. Well, let me offer a qualification for that. I only use ABS and traction control if it is available in that car. So in a GT3, yes, we would have ABS and traction control on. In a GTE, we would have TC only. And in a GT2 or something like this, Group 5, the Monza, nothing. It's just me. That's just ill will keeping those back wheels from spinning. And it's crazy. The tire modeling in race room, when the tires get hot, they lose grip. So you're overdriving the car. I say you, I mean me. I'm overdriving the car because I'm trying to put up these good lap times. And I end up heating up the tires, and now it starts to slip and slide. And yeah, everything goes to pieces. The wheels come off, so to speak. So yeah, that wasn't contrived. That wasn't driving a Formula One lap backwards. It was nothing silly like that. It was just very, very difficult and just sort of, I don't know, silly. Let's drive a Monza at Monza. So let's do the same thing with Train Sim. Let's operate under the worst possible conditions with no HUD. Yep, I will do that tomorrow. And now, let me see, we're at 30 minutes right now, but we're coming around the bend to our depot. So we'll go ahead and drop this off. No point stopping when we're this close. And next episode, we will be in either the 48-inch, it will be in a Mack Anthem regardless, but we'll be in either the 48-inch sleeper log truck, or we'll be in the 70-inch long haul with our big reefer on it, our big 53-foot reefer. And I will continue skinning, getting the metallic stuff sorted out. I've really appreciated the help I got from the MS2 crew. Super helpful, nice group of people, and they've really given me a lot of input and helped me get things sorted out. So I do appreciate that, and I'll keep skinning. And I think if we time this right, we can jump in front of this. I think that was a Volvo we just passed. We're going to jump right in front here, and like so. Hopefully we get no train. I used to think the events in ETS and ATS were fully random, and they just happen when they happen. But I do think they're a little bit scripted. I've seen a lot of trains. Now, it could be that they just run all the effing time. I don't think so. I feel like they start when you pass certain triggers. I don't mind. I like the idea of the world sort of being alive around you. Whoa. I like it. All right. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. We're going to be probably 33, 34 minutes. Not too bad. Oh, wait a minute. I think this is where we dropped off last episode. If not last episode, then the episode before. It's all starting to look familiar because I've been spending a lot of time in Washington and Oregon. Man, I cannot wait for Idaho. And I really can't wait for Colorado. Cannot wait. I want to drive to... I lived in Grand Junction. That's the first place I lived in Colorado. I'm sorry, scratch that. I lived in Fort Collins. Then I lived in Grand Junction. Then I lived in Denver. I would love to visit those three cities. I hope all three of them are there. I would think that they would be. Denver, obviously. But I would think that they would be. We'll see. Where is it?
We are finished.
Where is it? Why am I not? Is it back there? Sir? There it is. All right. Yeah, this does look familiar. Does it not? It sort of does. All right. So we need to get a little trailer in the way there. Two little trailers. I see what you did. SCS. I see what you did there. So we'll go just a little bit to this side. Find a better gear. We'll go just a little bit to this side before we straighten it out. So we can go in between those two trailers. All right. I know. You would not. You would not in real life drive like to the other side of the county before you started backing up. This ain't real life. It's a video game. All right. There we go. Let's get this in. And I guess we're going to have to jackknife it over just a little bit. I don't mind. I ain't scared. I don't want to attribute to a change in the game what I could attribute to my own being just total badass with the truck sim. But I do feel like it. Oh my God! What? No. No, well, it's not perfect. It went a little tits up there at the end, but that was. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm feeling like I'm getting better at this, or it got significantly easier. Let's find out. Let's find out how we did. Good there. Made some money, got some XP. We're done. There you have it, folks. Thanks for stopping back to check out The Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of American Truck Simulator. We'll see you next time. Take care now.